And folks, when I joined the Red Shoe Club, should I have the baby skin made to look just like the Pope's? His are like more of a traditional loafer and Oxford cut. I want like Chelsea boots, you know what I mean? I want like Beatles boots. You know how they got the idea for it back in Hamburg when they were playing in that one place? But folks, the Red Shoe Club, it refers to a club that many Catholic priests, politicians, leaders, celebrities, the elitists, they are a part of these, unfortunately. They're donning these very specific color of shoe. And many now are realizing from help from our good friend Epstein and co. that these shoes are attained via, I'm just going to be honest, and it's going to be an unfortunate thing to hear, they're via a ritual large killing. This is like Hillary Clinton and Huma Abedin in the basement of a Comet Pizza levels of ritual killing. They show the child the blades, they make cuts, they terrify the kid to adrenochrome up the blood, and then after they've essentially filleted the child, they take the skin and they create these shoes for their buddies to wear out in public, but they look like any other leather. So they dry the skin out, they leather it up. It's like Gucci level shoe designers. Seriously, I want a pair ASAP. I don't want to have to kill a child, but like, damn, I mean, fashion. These shoes are on point. These, by the way, these members also attain these rings with diamonds in them. These diamonds are forged via the created remains of the child's used for sacrifice. It's a blood diamond. They wear it on their hands to remind them that they've abandoned God and to only serve themselves and Lucifer now. So this isn't just like secular Freemasons either doing this. It's Jesuits, it's the Kabbalist Jews, it's everyone. There's the ones flying. They're the ones that are flying children around by the plane loads. They're the ones that are having shipping containers full of children of unknown origin, likely sold into modern day the slave trade that they have going. Guys, I hate telling you this. I hate telling you that ports across America, there's crates where you can slam your hand on the top and you'll hear rustling inside, or like oh, like, you know, like a muffled type of a thing. These are kids, by the way. They are bred without birth certificates, specifically to keep them off the grid for killings, rituals. They're bred for these purposes. It's not just child slavery, sex abuse, working on a palatial state for some like billionaire that bought you. It's like child torturing rings. This is national. It's religious. Even the little things no one thinks about, like the Boy Scouts of America. All the child protection services, by the way, they're deep in on it too. Unfortunately, I don't like telling you that fact. I don't like that it's a fact. You know, by the way, they have hunting parties. You and all your buddies that you can buy like 5 or 6 kids. Age doesn't really matter. The younger, the better, by the way. That's kind of their motto. And then you and your buddies, you open the cage and you go, try to get away. And then the kids, they're on an island or they're in the middle of a national park. They don't know where they are. And then the game wardens, you know, the people that like show up and make sure you're fishing right, they have game wardens too, except these game wardens, they fly drones around the place. They watch the tracking chips implanted in the kids' bodies to make sure they never leave the pre-established arena. And then you and your buddies can just sit there for like 60 seconds, give the kids a good head start, and then you can grab your bow and arrow, your crossbow, your swords, and then you and your boys are just like, let's get them! And then you have a good old hunting game with these 11-year-olds as the venison. Pretty disturbing stuff, guys. Okay. I know this is a lot to hear. It's a lot to deal with. But did you know that the first step to becoming a Satanist priest, according to former Satanists like Bill Sknobelen, sorry, it's one of those Eastern European names. It's hard to pronounce. You first must become a Catholic priest. Yes, Catholicism is a necessary first step to satanic priesthood, alongside converting 7 people to pledge their souls to Satan. And the Jesuits, they manage the Catholic Church for the Illuminati. The Jesuits, the Catholics is an interchangeable word. This little thing that you're comfy donating with, it's one of the biggest cogs in the New World Order. Think about that. The next time that you attend Mass or get the collection plate passed to you, every penny that you have put in there has been used to traffic children like yours. Kids just like yours. You forced them into their confirmation. You forced their obedience. You're sick. You didn't even bother to investigate the church you insisted your children belong to. The hell is wrong with you? And we like to pretend that Scientologists are the crazy ones. The Scientologists are the nuts ones. Christ on his throne, ladies and gentlemen. These people belong to orders that they don't even know the history of. We can never get to a world of common sense if Catholicism continues to exist, period. We have more whistleblowers, former members of the Illuminati, that confirm to us the existence of catacombs, underground tunnels beneath Catholic structures. Jesse Sezebotar, because Czebotar, VAR. It's once again tough names like I said we're dealing with here. That's right, folks. And when you hear underground tunnels, catacombs, it's not just the Jews that have subterranean sexual abuse chambers. Catholic churches actually more often than not have incinerators to destroy the child remains. That's where they get the blood diamonds that I mentioned, by the way. Any organization with men in robes is probably hiding their creepy pedophile bodies underneath all that garb. This is not just like a Catholic thing that they are hiding. They're deeply intertwined. The Catholic Church, they're deeply intertwined with the government's secret trauma-based mind control operations. Catholicism was specifically targeted by Nazi researchers like Heinrich Himmler to identify chosen ones for mind control experiments in order to form the next generation of leaders for the New World Order. This is where you get Donald Trump. This is where you get Erica Kirk, Bill Clinton, Gavin Newsom, John Kerry, that bastard. They recruit these people very young, very virile, very alive. They subsume them for their purposes. By the way, if you're not Jewish, Catholic, or Protestant, they'll recruit you in via their elite schooling programs, metaphysics, schools of thought. They're not just looking for mathematicians, all right? They want order takers who want a comfortable life and who are willing to do anything to get it. That is the template. Controllable, volatile. Maybe you're volatile enough to keep the right-left divide going, and you're safe. The CIA, the NSA, the FBI, they're all in on these programs for the Vatican. They can screen your test scores, read all your essays. They assemble a document of who you are, and if you fit the bill, congrats, you're going to be the next senator from Kentucky. Catholics are deep in on this mind control sex abuse, by the way. That's why you hear so many horror stories about sex abuse, unfortunately, from former Catholics. It starts with the sex abuse because they try to dehumanize you, make you feel less than human, turn you into a slave, essentially, via the mind control systems. The mind control systems, it's not like they're putting a chip in your brain. I mean, they're getting to the point where they can do that. But like, we're talking about like old school MK Ultra. We're going to give people LSD if we need to break their minds. But in general, you just sexually abuse somebody. You keep them feeling small. You destroy their sense of self. Eventually, you don't even need drugs. You don't need the technology signals. People will just become the slaves that you need them to be. They have, listen, they have the public face of Christ, but behind the scenes, these are the men who made grimoires, spell books. They have altars to their true deities. They are into Druidic, Babylonian, and Egyptian magic with a K. Like deep, deep, deep in the magic circles. The Catholics do it all. What other kind of evangelicals pray to a golden statue of Trump? It's almost like Moses taught them nothing. And maybe that's because he didn't teach them anything. Folks, you may ask, like, well, if they're really doing all this stuff, why would they hide it in plain sight? Do you get it? Are you starting to get it? The cabal cannot succeed unless it is invited in. It's the vampire rule and accepted into the hearts, not just the minds of man. It becomes a scientific procedure for them that you must infect the host, but the host must invite you in. This is a tale as old as history itself, even older. Demons need weaknesses to infest your body, your soul. And, people will talk about how if you're addicted to things, if your mind is spiritually weak, you can be open to dark forces. This is just like a thing. Why? What defeated the Trojans? The Trojans, when they took the horse into the gates of their city. The evil pillaging forces, they must be masked under a cloak. A gift horse. And who are you to look a gift horse in the mouth, right? Who are you to deny Hollywood, Wall Street, NASA, elite schools, the World Health Organization, the World Economic Forum? It's bad manners to deny what the world is serving you. So just accept it. Are we clear? I think we're clear, ladies and gentlemen. And with that note, I'd like to announce my full conversion and my greatest apologies to the Catholic Church. The Pope is from Chicago now, so I'm just going to be honest. He could have some gangbangers turn up and kill me out of nowhere. I better shut the fuck up right now unless I want to catch a stray walking down Broadway.